Beautiful day, everybody. Welcome back to Cars924. It is your boy Kazama Tanri, aka Cars924, and today I bring you back with another how-to. So today we will be taking a look at the BMW infotainment screen and actually how to operate that. So just before we do that, welcome to the channel. This is the place where everything is cars. Subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications to be alerted when a new video is dropped. So let's actually get started with the cinematic shots and talk about the infotainment screen on the BMW 420i. So let's actually get started. So in order for us to brighten everything up and turn it on, we need to press the ignition start to turn on accessory power. And here it is. So this is obviously the infotainment screen, and then these will be the dials and buttons we're going to be using to take advantage of the infotainment screen that has been provided to us. So actually, let's get started. So the first thing I want to discuss with you guys is navigation and how we actually get to the navigation and what buttons and control knobs we need to use to get there. So this is obviously the control knob that will allow us to scroll through the different various options that have been provided in the infotainment screen. As you can clearly see, that moving up and down, that's me actually using the control knob. And then in order for us to actually select it, what we do is we click in the control knob that basically allows us to select type of setting that we want to specifically get into. So the one that we need to get into is actually navigation. So what I'm actually doing is using the control knob, and in order for me to actually access this navigation, I need to press the control knob down in, and then what it does, it leads me to various types of options that I have, which is destination input and various other things that might be there in terms of like your safe strips. But what we specifically want to do is actually we need to go into map. So what I'm doing is I'm using the control knob to lead me on to the map. I've done that and I've clicked the control knob and it has moved us to the map, as you can clearly see. And what I'm doing now is I'm actually zooming out, getting a clear view of the earth. And in order for me to do that, all I'm doing is I'm controlling the knob by twisting it, and that's in turn actually zooming out. And then for us to actually zoom back in, we counter steer or counter turn it the other way, which will take us back to our desired destination where we're currently at right now. So the quick and easy way to get to this navigation without us actually using the control knob, selecting which ones we should actually get to, is by actually clicking the navigation shortcut button. So now let's just quickly go back to the menu. This is menu, this is a shortcut for menu. And in order for us to get to navigation as quickly as possible without wasting any time, is that we press the navigation button. So have a look at this. I press navigation and we are instantly at navigation. So then how do we actually get to the radio? Same principles that I've explained to you guys at the beginning of the video on how we actually use the control knob. So what we do is we use the control knob by actually twisting it in order for us to search our specific desired type of setting or feature that we actually need to activate. So basically what I'm doing is I'm using the control knob to move me into the radio configuration there. There we go. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to click it in. I've clicked it, and then it's giving me an option of FM or AM or either our saved stations, but probably that would be our favorite stations. So what I'm doing is now I'm going to click into FM, and there we are. Instantly we are at the FM station. So then here we are. The other way we could actually get to radio as quick as possible. So currently we're in radio. What we're going to do is we're going to go back to the main menu, and then we're going to go back to settings. So now in order for us to quickly get there as quickly as possible, all you need to do is to press the shortcut button for radio. So we press it in, and then instantly we have been led to FM radio. So now if you're looking for a media setting where you can actually configure things such as your Bluetooth, or probably adjust like the bass and tone and treble and everything like that, the best way to get there is by using the shortcut, which is actually the media button. So we press the media button, and then it instantly leads us to where we can connect where you can connect your device via Bluetooth or actually by aux. So then that's how you actually get to this type of setting. So now I'm going to show you how to configure your driving modes using the control button over here, the control knob. So what we do is we're going to scroll all the way down to settings, and then once we get to settings, we're going to move on to the driving modes. Let me quickly just look that. Okay, there we go. There is driving mode, and then we can configure between sport and eco pro, and also what types of the vehicle will be sporty and which will actually be not. So this is basically the drivetrain and chassis. So we can individually choose what components of the car have to be sport. So we can configure the drivetrain to be sporty or the chassis to be sporty, basically taking advantage of the suspension and the dampers and everything like that. So it's always best to have best of both worlds by configuring the drivetrain and the chassis to get the full potential of the vehicle in terms of its driving dynamics. So now the easiest way just to configure your driving modes, or to switch between your driving modes, which is sport, eco and eco pro, there is actually a button for us to use, which is right over here next to the gear lever. So then if you quickly just press the sports button, you could clearly look on your small LCD screen that's on the gauge cluster, and what it does is now it cycles through the different modes that the car actually has to offer, which is sport plus, which turns off traction control, there's sport, there's comfort, and then there's also eco pro. Everything that you need and anything that you specifically need to search for is right here in the infotainment screen, such as your multimedia, your radio, your telephone, navigation, contacts, connected drive, vehicle information, and settings. Everything is there for you to look through. If you're not sure on certain aspects of it that are just named, you could just easily move on to vehicle information and get an in-detail explanation of everything that you need there, such as like your tire pressure and certain components of the engine that you're not specifically sure about, and also your efficient driving statistics, such as your mileage and the fuel consumption that you're getting on the car. So guys, that is actually how you use the BMW infotainment screen. I hope that you actually found that quite informative. If you did, you know what to do. Make sure to leave a like. Also leave a comment in the comment box down below and tell me what you think about the BMW 4 Series, or anything in particular that you didn't understand on what I explained in this video. I'll also leave an Instagram over here, which is Cars924sv, where you can DM me on certain things that you want to know or that you actually didn't even understand in the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon.